Welcome to Fantasy Femme Fatales, where two fantasy readers dive headfirst into the worlds of romantasy and dark romance. From fantasy deep dives to book club banter, we're talking plot, magic systems, and all the spicy details. So pour a drink, grab your latest obsession, and let's turn the page together.
Okay, welcome to Fantasy Femme Fatales. We are in a new series, Sins of the Zodiac, and this is our sneak peek what to expect episode. I'm Sarah, this is Kara. We're counting down the weeks to June 17th, and that is the release of Echo Fort, and we're very pumped to be starting this new bookish journey. We wanted to take a little bit of time today to give an overview of this deep dive series because it's going to be a little bit different than what we did in our Anathema series. If you've read any books by Carolyn Peckham and Susanne Valenti, you will know that their books are pretty fast-paced and steady in terms of lore and world building. So our episodes are going to be formatted accordingly. You're going to get those valuable recaps of the key plot points so you can be sure we'll be connecting all the dots on the world building and the foreshadowing elements to make sure you are getting that awesome experience. But we're also going to keep our recaps a little bit tighter to match the pacing of the book. Now, we will be absolutely sure to give you all of our reactions and opinions and feelings because that's definitely our favorite part when it comes to these episodes. And the Twisted Sisters know how to deliver something that is reaction worthy. So we're in it for the vibes and we're going to be dishing all the dirt.
So pumped. All right, so before we jump in, a little bit of a shout out to anyone trying to figure out if they should read this series. Now, it's no secret that people have mixed feelings about Zodiac Academy. When I first started reading Zodiac Academy and jumping into the Solaria Universe, I was definitely in the what the hell did I just read camp. And the writing style really isn't for everyone, as well as the bully romance can be very jarring and a lot to stomach. So to be honest, after The Awakening, I wasn't even sure if I was going to pick up one of their books. But here I am, deep in the Solaria universe and ready for more. So never say never. So when it comes to Neverkeep, we are still super early in this book, but we can already tell that these books are going to be drastically different than what we've gotten from other books in the Solaria universe. It's also important to note that we are fully Team Zodiac Academy, and we think that you should be too. But again, that's just our opinion, different strokes for different folks. But back to Neverkeep and Sins of the Zodiac first impressions. The first thing that stood out to me was the writing. What a glow up. I was like, am I reading the same authors?
Yeah, I got that vibe too.
Right?
Yeah.
Where Zodiac Academy at first feels very much more like this trashy TV show, think Vampire Diaries style. Neverkeep, we're immediately getting war, world building, magic system, and what a welcome surprise and change from the other Zodiac Academy books. The authors have really matured through the development of so many books, and we're seeing that most obviously at the beginning of this book. Much respect to recently having many of their books republished along with the release of this new series. Neverkeep is part of a soon-to-be 2-book series of how many books we have no idea, and if Zodiac Academy is any inkling, we're in for a wild ride. The ultra basic plot premise focuses on a military school, war-torn land, and a division amongst Fae groups. We have 2 female main characters who are outcasts in their own way, and very similar to some of the other books that we've read in the Solaria universe. If you're interested, we'll also link to the Neverkeep Fable page if you want to check out the synopsis and any of the reviews. Yeah, we're just so excited to jump into this. I feel like it is kind of a hybrid of what we've read so far from these 2 authors, and I'm so excited to see where it takes us.
Yeah, I think we know we're in for a very fun journey, and we love books that are like Anathema, but we also love books like this where you're just dying to talk to your book besties about what is going on in these stories. And so I think we know we're in for a very fun ride. Common question, do you need to have read Zodiac Academy or Ruthless Boys or Darkmoor Penitentiary, the 3 existing completed series that also take place in Solaria, in order to enjoy the series? And the short answer, from what we understand, is no. The Sins of the Zodiac will take place in Solaria. However, we're going to be meeting a whole new cast of characters and a completely different plot line, which is not the same situation for those other 3 interconnected book series. So if you are thinking of reading Neverkeep and you're worried, you don't have to worry about any spoilers by jumping in here. Kara and I are actually like right in the middle of both of these book series, Zodiac Academy and Ruthless Boys. We are following Jamie, aka That Girl Reads, her suggested reading order. So we've both read the first 3 Zodiac Academy books, and we're partway through Ruthless Boys. I've read the first 4 books. Kara has read 3, and we are just kind of like trying to link up our reading on both of those series. We're planning to cover this entire beast of a mega series through either mini deep dive episodes like this one or a more casual book club girly style series, depending on the book, depending what the feel is. So keep your eye out for those, but we're very excited. So we have a little bit of that background, but we won't be talking about anything from either of those series on our Neverkeep Sins of the Zodiac series.
Yes, really good point. There will be no spoilers for Zodiac Academy or Ruthless Boys whatsoever. Even though I'm the worst for it, I have to do a lot of cutting out of our episodes. We really do want everyone to be able to enjoy this content and still be able to dive into the other Zodiac Academy and Ruthless Boys books. So we're going to do our very best. The beauty of this series is that it exists within a world that a lot of us are already familiar with, but it is independent. So we don't want to ruin anything. That said, our exposure to Solaria and the associated world building from these other series will likely lead us to highlight different points throughout the book. We may touch on or expand on different elements that come up to provide some of that extra context around how the world, the magic system, or the creatures come together. But we will make sure that we're not spoiling any of the big plot points or surprises. The chapter sections outlined in each episode are the furthest that we will read to ahead of each recording to ensure that there are absolutely no spoilers. We learned that the hard way. You can't just go back in time on Zodiac Academy and Ruthless Boys. We really want to be able to experience this book raw and unfiltered with you. So there will be no skipping ahead. And truthfully, we have no idea what we're getting into and how much overlap there will be in these stories. So we're just as kind of lost as you guys to start this out. Everyone has a different feel around spoilers and how much information that they're going to want. So we're going to try to identify that information up front before we share in case you just want to skip ahead and go in blind.
Our hope is that we will cover Neverkeep in about 4 episodes, but we make no promises. We want to keep the length of the episodes manageable and line them up well to the plot, but we don't know what's going to happen. So we're going to try really hard to move through this series in a nice quick pace, but we're just going to have to kind of figure things out as we go a little bit. We're also hoping that these episodes will queue right up to the release of Echo Fort, which is on June 17th, and that will allow us to then jump into that next book and dish all the dirt while it's super fresh. We are also working on an extra special Solarian surprise episode that is in the works, so you will just have to stay tuned to learn a little bit more about that episode.
So that is it for this episode. Super short and sweet, and hopefully leaving you thirsty for more, because there will be more, a lot more. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and follow button so you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes. If you haven't read Neverkeep yet, now is the time. Like now, yesterday, what are you waiting for? Let's get into it together. We are so pumped for this, and I know it's going to be a wild ride. If you're feeling extra generous, we would so greatly appreciate it if you rated this episode to help give us a little bit of a boost. And until next time, we are Fantasy Femme Fatales. If you have a book or series you'd like us to cover, a nagging question, or a theory, we want to hear from you. Shoot us an email at fantasyfemmefatales.pod@gmail.com. See you next time.